have a handful of some newer products that have launched over these past couple months that have slowly made their way into my everyday makeup routine, and I just find myself continuously reaching for these products. I did use a lot of them in my recent everyday makeup look that I posted, where I kind of do more of a chill style video of you just seeing all the products in action, where I give you close-up shots like over some chill music and stuff. But today I actually wanted to speak to you guys and tell you why I love these products and why they've become a favorite for me. So let's get into it. I want to start with this base combo that I've really been loving, starting with the Smashbox Pore Vanishing Photo Finish Primer. So this primer launched a few months ago now, and I gotta say I was pretty excited to get it when I first received it in PR because I've been a fan of Smashbox's primers in the past. I used to really like their old pore minimizing primer and then their primerizer. I think I went through like 2 jars of that one. So honestly, I think that Smashbox does primers really well, but I gotta say I was never really a big fan of their original primer, that one that has the very silicone feel to it. But this pore vanishing one I've been a big fan of because it really does just fill in my pores slightly and gives me a really smooth base to work with. It also helps control shine, which I really like kind of in the center of my face and kind of the T-zone, because that's where I can get a little bit oily throughout the day. And I really like primers when I can actually feel and kind of tell that it's actually doing something to my skin. Like after I apply this primer, my skin does feel just smoother and I can see the pores kind of smoothed out a little bit. I wouldn't say it's like super mattifying though, so if you have really oily skin, I don't know if this would be the right one for you. But for me and my kind of combo to dry skin, I've been loving this one, and especially with the base that I like on top of this, because this is glowy and this will kind of help control my shine. And then for my base and my foundation, it's technically a tinted moisturizer, but I have been loving the Jones Road Just Enough tinted moisturizer. I have been getting so much use out of this, and I just find that I want to wear this every single time I do my makeup because it's kind of exactly what I want a tinted moisturizer to be. So first you can see it's kind of a thicker formula, but I like that because it's really hydrating on the skin as well. I've tried both the brush and my fingers to apply this, and I definitely prefer the brush method. My favorite one is the BK Beauty 115, but I'm just going to apply this on half of my face at first. You can kind of see the little before and after. And this is definitely a light coverage. I wouldn't even say it's a light to medium, like it's definitely on the lighter side of things, but that's kind of exactly what I want for these hotter summer months. I don't want to wear anything that feels just too heavy on my skin, and this really feels so lightweight. And I think the name Just Enough Tinted Moisturizer is so perfect for this product because it really is just enough coverage. Quick little side by side here. So I only applied it to this half of my face, and my skin just looks like radiant, healthy, glowy. I can wear this product on its own if I want to do more of like a no makeup kind of day and just want to like even out my complexion a little bit, or I can do what I'm doing today and wear it with more of a slightly full face of makeup. I wouldn't say I'm doing like a full glam today, but it's definitely going to be like a full face of products, I guess. But nothing too heavy. And I have the shade Porcelain, which can sometimes be a little bit too deep for me. I think the lightest shade Alabaster might be a better match for me, but I make this one work because I really just love how it looks on my skin. And I have also tried the Jones Road with the foundation, and I do really like the look of that one on my skin, but I hate the application of it by like having to stick my finger inside that whole jar. So just between those two base products from Jones Road, I definitely prefer the tinted moisturizer just because of the application too. Like you get this whole squeezy tube, and it's more than an ounce. It is 1.69 fluid ounces, which is quite a bit of product for a full base product. And this one is also a lighter coverage than what the foundation. And I just really like how this makes my skin look, and my skin still looks like skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of product. I went ahead and applied my NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Vanilla just on any blemishes that are still peeking through the tinted moisturizer, which makes sense because it is such a light coverage product. I just like to add this little bit of extra coverage where I need it. And then I also just applied my under eye brightener. I used the Catrice one. And then for my cream contour slash bronzer, I keep grabbing for the new Anastasia Smooth Blur Contour, and I have the lightest shade Halftone. So I first received this in PR like a month or so ago, and I used it and I thought it was good, but I keep finding myself just grabbing for it over and over because I really like the color of this product. Now they advertise this as a contour shade, which typically means that it would be a little bit more on the cooler side, but I find that on me, it's a little bit more neutral, and it's kind of like right in between a contour and bronzer, so I really like how this shade looks. It is also just so creamy and easy to use. I kind of just glide it right on. And then it also blends out just really easily. I'm using my BK Beauty 116 brush, and I just kind of pull it towards my hairline here. I can also pick up the product on my brush like that and kind of go in, touch up any spots. So I think if you're looking for something that's like cool toned and actually like a contour shade, this might not be the right product to go for, but for something kind of right in the middle, I really like it. Ever since I did that Sabrina Carpenter inspired makeup look, I've been trying the contour kind of under my cheeks and I've kind of been liking it, and this is what I've been using for it. So I'll kind of suck in my cheeks and draw a line kind of right in that natural contour of my face, and this is like the perfect size to do that with, and then blend it out with my brush. And I've been kind of liking this look because I find that for me it kind of gives the appearance of a fuller cheek, makes my cheeks look a little bit more round, which I think is a really cute look. And sometimes it's just kind of fun to switch up like the placement of products on your face. Yeah, this contour stick just kind of glides right on the skin. It blends out beautifully. I love the shade. It kind of has a lighter coverage to it, and it hits a lot of the boxes for me of what I look for in a good cream stick product. I'll even use this around my nose and my eyes as well. Like, I'm kind of using this as a full little contour kind of shading stick. Then I'll just switch to a smaller brush and kind of blend that out. But I like to do the tip of my nose to make it look, I don't know, a little more button-like, I guess. I'm really not that super precise with my nose contouring. And then I'll go along the bridge here. Take a little bit on this brush, and I like to go right in this inner part, right under the front of my brow. And I'm just adding a very subtle contour to my eyes. And then just kind of soften and blend that out a bit with my concealer brush. And I'll do the lips too. I kind of apply this all over my face, honestly. I just think the shade of this is so perfect, and I like that it's not a true contour shade. Now for blush, Saie came out with a few new shades of their Dew blush. I believe there was 3 total. The other 2 were a little bit kind of more of that brighter corally shade, and while those are like absolutely beautiful for summer, I just know that I won't get a lot of use out of them, so I set those aside. But the one shade I did keep from that PR box is the shade Lady, and I think this is such a pretty, just like everyday nude mauve-y color. So let's do a little bit on my cheeks, and then I use the same brush that I used earlier for my cream contour and blend that out. So you can see, since I'm kind of going for more of that rounder cheek look, I place that blush like right on the apple of my cheek instead of doing that super high look that I kind of did for a while there. I still do it sometimes, who am I kidding? But again, just playing around with placement is kind of fun. I think this is my second or third Saie blush that I have, but I do really like the formula. Again, super blendable, just really melts into the skin. So you can definitely blend it out to get like a very soft look like that, but you guys know me, I like my blush, so I'm gonna add even more. And these have a really nice kind of radiant finish to it. You can see just the glow on my cheeks. And then I went ahead and applied my under eye concealer, and for that I used the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, again in the shade Vanilla. Next, I need to powder my face because I need to show you the magic of this new one size powder melt setting spray. I'm just going to quickly set my under eyes and some smaller areas of my face with my go-to powder. It's the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Poundcake. And I'm not going to use a ton of powder because I want to have more of a natural skin finish today, so I'm really just setting the areas that need it. But this one size powder melt glass setting spray, honestly, I did not expect it to love it this much. So I received this in PR maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and I've already used quite a bit of product, especially for like, this is a new product in my collection. So what this spray does is it really just melts the powder into your skin, hence the name powder melt. And it also has some kind of ingredient in it that gives your skin like a glassy veil finish, but it's not too dewy or anything. I did post a quick short on this setting spray, and I swear I can see a visible difference side by side, like before and after I use this. Let me just show you. Okay, so here's the before. Again, I just applied my Huda powder where I need it, and to me my skin looks a little flat, a little matte because I added powder, right? But I like this spray because it just kind of brings life back into my face, so you definitely want to shake it up. Just give that like, I don't know, a couple minutes to kind of settle in. Now what I like about this too is that the mist is nice and fine, the sprayer is good, and there's no scent. Straight up with you, I do not like the original one size setting spray, that like super mattifying waterproof one that feels like hairspray when you apply it to your face. I hate that one, it breaks me out. And honestly, there haven't really been a lot of products from one size that I think are amazing, but I'm such a big fan of this. Okay, so looking at my skin now, I swear that it has just a little bit more of a radiance radiance to it. I look a lot less powdery, and I find that this really does help the longevity of my makeup as well. And then if I'm doing more of like a full glam makeup look, I've used this spray kind of in between steps. Like I'll spray it before I blend out my NARS concealer, spray it after foundation, or again at the end of your makeup look. And honestly, the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray has been my favorite one for a few years now. And I know I've only been using this one size one for a few weeks, but I think it might top my Charlotte Tilbury. Now for eyeshadow, I have surprisingly been loving the new Urban Decay Naked Shadow Sticks. Now, one thing you should know about me is that I typically don't like a cream eyeshadow stick. I have tried so many over the years, and there's always just something I don't like about whatever cream stick I'm trying out. Like I've tried some eyeshadow sticks in the past that are a little bit too dry, so they're hard to apply. They look patchy when you blend it out. And then on the other side of that, I've tried some that are too creamy, so they just kind of fade away throughout the day, or they even crease in your eye throughout the day and just don't last. But these ones actually hit every single mark for me, and I have been pleasantly surprised. Because honestly, the first time I used these, I kind of expected my eyeshadow to be faded or creased throughout the day. I was so happy with how my eyeshadow looks. I was like, wait, I need to try more of these out. So I did receive all 8 shades in PR. I think it's kind of cool because they named some of the shades based off of their original Naked palette, and I did do an eye swatch video of all 8 shades. And out of those 8, these 4 are definitely going to be my most used, my most recommended shade. Let me just swatch these really quick. Okay, going light to dark here, we have Top Off, Peach Bum, Toasty, and Private Album. So I really like Top Off for a little highlight shade, like right in the inner corner or brow bone. Peach Bum is so pretty all over the lid, just for a soft wash of color with that sparkle. And I really like these 2 browns for all over the lid. This one's a little bit more warmer, kind of golden. And then this one's a bit more taupey, so leading more cool tone. So I have a warm option, a more cool option. I'm gonna start with Toasty today. So I didn't apply an actual eyeshadow primer today. There's pretty much just some concealer on my lids with a little bit of that Huda Beauty powder on top, and I find that that's enough for these shadow sticks. So I'm just gonna draw this on my entire eyelid and just try to cover up the entire lid. And this just glides on really nicely, but it's not too creamy. So I'll bring it right up into kind of my eye socket. And then the brush I like to use with this is the Sigma E28. I like to call this my fluffy packing brush because I can use it to kind of do more of a packing motion, but also do more of a blending motion with it too, which I find is just perfect for this kind of product. I've tried these with my finger and I couldn't really get it to work with my finger, but that's okay. I'm typically a brush girly anyways. So you can see I'm just kind of using this brush to soften out the edges, and like, look at how pretty that sparkle is. Really just so happy with these, and it's such a pretty like one and done type of shadow look, which is perfect for summer when like you want to be outside, you want to go be doing things. No one has time to fuss with the whole eyeshadow palette. And then I'll even run it along my lower lash line and just soften it out with the brush. And then I'll just add a little bit more to the lid since I did blend out the edges so much, just to kind of re-intensify that color a little bit. But isn't that so pretty? I'm just genuinely so surprised by these because I'm serious when I say that I've never found a cream shadow stick that I like this much. And then I'll take that lightest shade Top Off, like I said, just right in the inner corner, and I'll just tap that out with my finger. And then I'll even add a little bit under my brow. And that is literally it for the eyeshadow. So freaking easy. Okay, I went ahead and did my other eye and also popped on my mascara. I'm just wearing my usual go-to, which is the Tower 28 Make Waves, and I use the brown shade Drift today. I have one more makeup product and then a body mist I want to talk about, but the last makeup product that I just keep reaching for over and over are the new YSL Plumping Lip Gloss Oils. Honestly, I love so many things about this product. First of all, the packaging is absolutely beautiful. The shade that I have is number 2. And this is kind of like a very almost clear, but it has a hint of pink in it just to be like a very soft wash of color. The smell is delicious. It smells like all of the YSL Love Shine products, which I really enjoy. And it makes my lips look so juicy. So I have nothing on them right now. I'm just gonna go straight in with this. So that's what it looks like right away, and this is a plumping lip product, so it does get a little bit tingly, but I don't find that it's too tingly. It's not too painful for me. I wear this on its own so much. This is the lip product that I keep putting in my purse. It was just in my car where I had to grab it to film this video, but I also want it in my makeup room. Like, I honestly might buy another one because this is what I want to wear. It's so comfortable. It's not thick and gloopy. Again, this product just hits so many boxes for me. I'm just gonna add a touch of lip liner kind of around the edges of my my lips where I just want a little bit more definition and pigment, and for that I'm using my Makeup Forever Wearever Walnut. I feel like my look just needs a touch more blush, so I'm gonna go in with the Saie Baked Blush in the shade Mia. This is another newer product that I just keep grabbing for over and over, and I just want a little bit on my cheeks here. And I thought it would pair nicely with the Saie Cream Blush that I used earlier, just to add a little bit more color. So then once my makeup is completely done, I'm gonna go back in with the One Size spray. Again, I just love how this makes my skin look, and it's gonna lock everything down. And then the last product that has quickly become a favorite for me is this new body mist by Phlur. The scent is Beach Skin. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, let me just spray this all over me. Oh, it's so freaking good, guys. So I recently got added to Phlur's PR list, which is very exciting for me. So I received this new fragrance and then their peach one as well. And honestly, they're both delicious for summer, but this one has definitely been the standout for me. Now, when I first smelled this, my immediate thought was that it smells very similar to the Way St. Bart scent. I need to preface this by saying that I suck at describing fragrances. And while like they do smell similar and I would say they're in like the same fragrance family, I definitely prefer Beach Skin because I find it's a little bit more perfumey, but like in a good way. The Way one smells a little bit too, it's too beachy for me. Does that make sense? Like, it's still delicious though, but if I had to pick one, I'm picking Beach Skin. I'll list the notes here on the screen, but there's some bergamot, coconut milk, sandalwood, vanilla. It's just delicious, guys. And I find that the scent does linger on me throughout the day, which is nice, especially for a body mist. I would love to know your thoughts on these products if maybe you've tried them as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.